Hey Nomies, hey Warriors, it is me, Nesha, and I'm coming to you with a Sickle Cell vlog. So let's do a little chit chat here. Um, it's not a chit chat. I just did a video saying that I was gonna start doing chit chats. It's posting now, but I wanted to talk to you about my last hospital stay. It's going on 2 weeks that I've been out of the hospital, and I want to talk about the experience. Excuse me. So I was in the hospital. You guys know I went to the ER and found out I had strep throat. He wanted to admit me that night, but I didn't want to miss the plans that I had with my family because, like I always say, sickle cell can't stop me. It may slow me down, but it can't stop me, and I control my life. I decide. Sorry, guys. Sorry. I got a message. Message. But I didn't want to miss those plans with my family. I know my body. I know how much I can handle the pain. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to push it out to this. And then so I went to my doctor, and and they were like, oh, go. They wanted me to go to my doctor. So I went to my doctor because I still was hurting, and I got fluids at the doctor's office, and that didn't help. And I went back after the ER. I might be mixing up how this went. It was like almost, I can't remember exactly how it was. But so I went back. Oh, I'm getting messages. Sorry. I hate when that happens when I'm recording. But I went back, and my doctor wanted to admit me. My blood work was showing that I was going into a crisis, and she wanted to admit me, but I told her, like, hey, Friday we're taking the kids to Disney on Ice. I don't want to miss it. And my doctor is all for me trying to push through things. She's not for me suffering. She knows that I won't suffer more than I know is too much. But she knows that, and she agrees that me doing things to make myself happy mentally and emotionally will help my health. So she's like, okay, I get it. I'm not gonna force it. Your labs aren't that bad that you have to go right now. But if Friday comes around, after Friday, if you still feel bad, then call me. So it was actually Thursday when we went to Disney on Ice. I felt it. I knew it wasn't getting any better, because you know once you get to a certain point, you know it's not getting any better. So Friday came, I called her, and the nurse called the hospital and got me a room ready, and I went to direct admit. And so basically you go into like the registration part, where for anybody who's never been directly admitted, if you've been to the hospital for a surgery or you've been for a test where you go to register and they put all your information in, put the band on you, that's the same thing here. So I went to registration and they did that. And they took me to this different part of the hospital that I've never been before. And for anybody in this area, I live in Northwest Indiana. My doctor is Dr. Gita Kura, and she's in Maryville, Indiana at Premier Oncology. If you're looking for a hematologist and you're in the Northwest Indiana area, she is amazing. She has other team members, but I like her better than all of them there, and it's like 7 of them there. She's the best. So I went to the hospital that I go. She's connected to Methodist, but I don't go there anymore. I just don't like it. I go to Community Health now, and I go to the one in Hobart, which is closest to my home. So I went, and they registered me, and then they took me to this, what was it called? It was called Quick Admit Fasting. It was some crazy name. I don't remember what it was called. But basically, it was like for people who get directly admitted, or for people who were in the ER and they want to observe them, that type of thing. It looked like a second ER. Like the rooms looked like an ER room, how an ER room would look with the sliding door and everything. It looked like an ER. And so I'm like, okay, I don't know how this goes. I've never been here before, so I've never been in that area before. So I wasn't complaining, because at first I was like, well, it's kind of weird. It doesn't have a bathroom in or anything, because it's like an ER. What is it called? Fast? admit, and it's for like direct admits or something like that, and observations and stuff like that. And it has like the communal bathroom, like in the ER, community bathroom. So I'm like, oh, I really hope I don't have to stay here, that I get put in a different room. I mean, how my doctor is, if I did have to stay there and I told her I didn't like it, she would just move me to a different floor. That's just how my doctor is. We have the type of relationship. And so I didn't leave the dog alone. I didn't complain. I just asked the nurse, like, hey, I've never been admitted to this part before. How does it work? And she's like, well, we do all of the paperwork here, get your orders, get your port access, and then we send you to your actual room. So I was like, oh, okay. I was like, so they don't keep people here? She's like, not really. We only keep people here that we need to monitor for a short time, that we know it's going to be quick and go home. And I'm like, oh, okay. So there, the nurses don't access the port. The IV team accesses the port. And the IV team is basically a team of nurses who are experienced in, their IV skills and port accessing. She accessed my port beautifully. It didn't even hurt. Like, some people, when they access your port, you can't feel it. Yeah, you can't feel a needle going in your chest. Sometimes you can. And other times people do it and it's like, it hurts really bad. I don't know. One nurse that I'm friends with told me that if you hold the port down and you secure it like this, because you're putting that pressure on it, you really don't feel when the needle goes in. So I don't know if that's what she did, but my nurse that's a friend, she's been my nurse before, and that's how she does it. And Amber, you're amazing. I have 2 friends that are nurses that are Ambers. Well, one of them I really talk to. The other one, when I see her, I talk to. But the Amber, the tall Amber, redhead Amber, hey girl. But yeah. So I was there, and she called my doctor. And before she called my doctor, this nurses and the IV team, they were just amazing. I love this hospital, y'all. And she called my doctor, and before she called, she said, before I call your doctor, is there anything that you expect, anything that you normally get that I need to ask for so that we can get it taken care of now? And I was like, I normally get Dilaudid, Benadryl, and Zofran. And she's like, okay, gotcha. She went and called. Not even 5 minutes later, she said, your doctor's on the phone. She wants to talk to you, because I told you guys I was lowering my medications. So my doctor asked me, do you want to do 1 milligram or 2 milligrams, or do you want to do your normal 3 milligrams? And I said, well, I definitely don't want to do the 3 milligrams because we're trying to lower it. But when I went to the ER, they gave me 1 milligram and it wasn't enough, so he had to give me another one. So she said, I'll put 1 milligram in there and 2 milligram. You decide which one you need, and if that doesn't work, we'll do the 3 milligram that we normally do. So we were doing 2 milligrams every 3 hours, I believe. Yes. 2 milligrams of Dilaudid every 3 hours, and 25 milligrams of Benadryl every 6 hours, and 4 milligrams of Zofran every 6 hours. So the nurse was like, okay, your room's ready. And then when the IV team accessed my port, it gave blood, but then once the nurse came to get the blood out, it wouldn't give any blood. So my port is positional like that. The nurse tried everything, lifting my arm, flushing it, doing all type of stuff, having me sit up, having me sit back, having me lay down, cough, turn my head, all the tricks. It didn't work, and I know my port's like that sometimes. But when I'm in the hospital, after it gets flushed with some IV fluids for a few minutes, it works. But she didn't want it to get flushed, and then, because sometimes when it's being flushed with those fluids, it can affect your blood work. She didn't want that to happen. So she was like, well, try again, and if you want, we want to try to stick you. And I was like, fine. So they called the phlebotomist. The phlebotomist stuck me, and she was amazing. She asked me, where do they normally get it? I don't want to stick you any more than I have to. And I told her, and of course my body was stupid and didn't listen, so I had to get stuck. But it wasn't her fault, because I told her where, and she listened, so that was all on me. But I told her the spot that normally works, but it just didn't work. So the spot that normally didn't work is the one that worked. So before when she came to stick me, the nurse was like, listen, I'm gonna give you your medicine because I know you're already in pain. So she gave me all of my medicine. She gave me the 1 milligram at first, and then she's like, well, she put 2 milligrams. Do you want 2? Because if so, I'll go get the other one. So while the nurse was getting my blood, she went to go get the other milligram and gave me the other milligram. And then by the time they drew my blood and she gave me my medicine and had my fluids hooked up, transportation came and took me to the floor that I went to. And normally I either go to the oncology hematology floor, or I go to 3, which is like the med surg floor, which is where like people come after surgery, or just people that have regular stuff, like that are sick, normal stuff, or stuff like me, like sickle cell crisis. It's like a floor that can have different things, which is the 3rd floor. So I end up going there. And y'all, this video is already long, but I'm telling you the whole story. But they put me in this room, and it was, normally I go on the 5th floor. The 5th floor is new. Of course, the oncology floor is new, right? And I'm not hating to like how, I just don't think that it's fair that the cancer patients get treated better than all of the patients, because I think all patients, no matter what you have, not just sickle cell, is important. But they redid that floor first. I don't think that's fair, but whatever. That's what they did. So the 5th floor is amazing, and it's all, you always get a brand new room with a shower, everything. It's fully loaded. The 3rd floor is not new. I mean, it's not bad, but it's not new. So they put me in a room, and it was a small room. I was like, okay, whatever, it's small, but I don't care, whatever. And I'm like, I went to go use the bathroom. The door's locked. I'm like, what? How is the bathroom door locked? I was like, oh, heck, you know, I know they ain't got me in no room that I gotta share a bathroom. And so I called, and the nurse was like, oh yeah, these rooms on this side are shared bathrooms. I was like, no. I was like, no, you know, actually, that's not gonna work for me, because with me having sickle cell, my immune system is extremely low, and I catch stuff from people looking at me. I just got strep throat last week from somebody in my son's class. My son didn't even have it. Somebody in his class has strep throat, and then I end up giving it. So I definitely can't do the shared bathroom thing. Like, I can't do that. And the nurse was like, I definitely understand. That's why we're getting our floor redone next, because that's a problem that a lot of patients have. And I was like, yeah, because that bathroom's not cleaned every time after somebody use it. Like, and the thing is, I'm here sick. It's not like I'm just at the ER or something like that. I'm admitted. So then she went and talked to the charge nurse, and the charge nurse, I wasn't nasty, they weren't nasty. The charge nurse was like, I definitely understand. Hey, let's walk over here. Let me show you this room. It's a little bit smaller, but it has its own bathroom. And I was like, okay. So we went over there, and she's like, this room is smaller, but it has its own bathroom. She's like, I can put you in this room until one of our bigger rooms open, and then when our bigger room opens up, we'll give you that one. And I was like, okay, thanks. So she put me in there, and the nurse was like, yeah, it's really small. And then when she seen the kids sitting on the bed and Arthur there, and we were all crammed in the room, she was like, yeah, you need a bigger room if your family's going to be here with you like that. I was like, yeah, they come every day. And then she was like, yeah, as soon as the other room opens, we'll put you in a bigger room. And I think I was in the small room for one day, and then after that, second day was the second day they moved me, Leah?
Yeah, they moved you around when we got there.
The second day?
Mm-hmm.
So the first day I stayed in there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. The first day I stayed in the small room. In the small room, I would have stayed in there because they had a single bathroom by itself and a shower and all that stuff. Now the big room, she moved, it was huge. Like, y'all, this room was the size of my...
5 chairs.
It was like the size of my family room. It was huge. It had the bed, and it had a let-out couch bed, and then it had a chair that the legs come up, and then it had another chair that the legs come up, then it had a regular chair. It was huge. And then it had the bathroom in there, but it didn't have the shower. But that was fine with me. Fine with me because they have the showers, but I just washed up regularly. First of all, I was hurting, and it's hard. Sometimes I want to get in the shower, but sometimes I'm hurting so bad I can't get in the shower. So yeah, I was there, and the whole purpose of this video was to say that it was a good hospital stay, even with the little bumps that it was. And I'm really, really thankful for those nurses on the 3rd floor. Even though on the 5th, this is St. Mary's and Community Health in Hobart. I haven't had that many problems at this hospital at all. When I was at Methodist, I had so many problems. The nurses are extremely messy, and it's like high school, and they have bad attitudes, and it's horrible. At St. Mary's, it's not like that. The staff is nice. The dietary people are nice. Everybody's nice. The what are the cleaning people, they're nice. Like, everybody's nice. Like, and on the third floor, those nurses were even nicer than the fifth floor nurses. I feel like the fifth floor nurses on oncology and hematology is like they just come to work like, I'm here. Okay, let me do my job. Let me go home. I'm not gonna be rude with you. I had one incident there. I'll tell you guys that story another day. But that lady, she did apologize. She was wrong. She didn't know she was wrong, but she ended up being wrong, and she apologized. But the fifth floor people kind of like, okay, I'm here. I'm doing my job. They do have a couple people that are amazing on the fifth floor though. But on the third floor, like literally, all of them were awesome. They all had good attitudes. They all were nice. Like, and they have like kudos cards. I spent my time writing kudos cards for basically almost every nurse that I had. Every nurse and the CNAs and everything. Kudos cards is basically compliment cards, and they hang them up in the hallway. Yes, if I'll waste my time and do a complaint card, then I'll waste my time and do a compliment card. But yeah, that stay ended up being really good, and I just wanted to say that they did that. And I'm going to do another video just telling them thank you, because this video was to tell you guys my whole hospital stay. Everybody's like, what happened? You in the hospital? Because like everybody didn't know I was in the hospital. But that's how that hospital stay went. I was there 5 days, which is amazing because my shortest stay has been 7 days last year. But now I'm at 5 days. If we can get it down to 3, then 2, and overnight or a few hours, yes. So that's it, y'all, because I done ran my mouth long enough. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe. Tell your family members about it. And just support. And that's it. Find me on Instagram and Snapchat under Nesha's_life. And on Facebook, I have a page under Nesha's Life and Nesha's Life with Sickle Cell. So find me, check me out, and I will see you guys in the next videos. Welcome to Nomiesville for all of my new subscribers. Bye.